Hello, everybody. Let me start by telling you a short story about Marie Curie, whose birthday we celebrate today. Once upon a time, 150 years ago, a baby girl was born in Warsaw, in the then Kingdom of Poland, at the time part of the Russian Empire. Her name was Maria Salomea Sklodowska. Most of us know of her today as Marie Curie, a brilliant Nobel laureate who lived and worked in Paris. But who was Marie Curie? How did she fit in her world? The world during Maria's time was going through very rapid changes. At the time of her birth, there was no electricity, no anesthesia, no airplanes, no cars, and life expectancy was around 40 years. Empires collapsed and disappeared through wars and revolutions. And the natural science was set to go through their most incredible travel of discovery ever. But more than anything else, Maria's world was a man's world. Girls were mostly kept uneducated. The doors to the temples of science, where Maria was determined to live, were almost hermetically shut for women who were considered by society in general as being by nature less able than men in everything, and especially in science. In such a world where there was absolutely no reason to assume that Maria, or any other Maria of her time, would be able to achieve anything significant, certainly not in the difficult world of natural science in which the exposure of every error or weakness in anyone's work is a way of life. But by the time this girl reached the age of 44, she could look at most scientists fairly as lesser achievers. She had discovered and isolated polonium and radium. She had discovered radioactivity. She had won 2 Nobel Prizes. And she was the first woman to be awarded a Nobel Prize at the age of 37. She was invited and welcomed to the company of the greatest physicists, such as Einstein and Planck. She was in love with knowledge in an altruistic way. She invented image technology to photograph the interior of the human body, and she went and applied this invention at her own expense to save wounded soldiers. She refused to patent her isolation method in order to allow other scientists to work freely with it. Every age, every society has its heroic examples serving as models of what human beings can and should strive to be. They set the bar very high for most of us, but at the same time serve as moral compasses and source of inspiration. Marie Curie, despite being a woman in a man's world, fulfilled the heroic requirement. We are celebrating the 150th anniversary of her birth, and she has deservedly and in a positive way achieved the only kind of immortality possible for humans, to be remembered with admiration. Let me now turn very briefly to the Marie Curie Action. It is a program which financially supports researchers in doing the research they choose to do, asking them 2 things. 1, to be excellent in their research and to do in another country. Thus, we help them collaborate and learn from each other and also gain from the experience of living and working in and with different cultures, like Marie Curie did. The Marie Curie actions are different to almost all research support programs anywhere because they allow the researchers to choose what they do instead of asking them to do what their financial supporters want them to do. That's why we remain loyal to the spirit of Marie Curie. We do not discriminate in any form or shape, and certainly not against women. In this sense, our track record is exemplary. In general, only 30% of researchers are women. For our program, they are above 40. The beneficiaries, more than 100,000 by now, are becoming the builders of a European identity by working abroad and experiencing the cultural diversity of Europe as a Marie Curie Fellow. I will leave you to continue with the celebrations by expressing our gratitude towards CERN, the University of Liverpool, and the Ludwig Maximilian University of Munich for organizing this birthday party, and my feeling of hope that the next generation of researchers and European citizens is being incubated with the help of the Marie Curie Sklodowska actions. Have a great day. Thank you.